Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the individual speakers, commentators, guests, experts, and/or hosts. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the network, broadcaster, channel, and/or program's policy or the views held by this network, broadcaster, channel, or program. The network, broadcaster, channel, or program cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during this program. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Fem Talk. Can you hear me? Can you hear me out there? All right, I love it. So listen, we are back for another beautiful Fem Talk Tuesday, and as always, we have a great show for you, and I am going to bring in the ladies of Fem Talk because we want to get this conversation started. We've got Shima Shishi Talks.
Hey, Fem Talk. You know I'm in the background dancing.
Dr. Mimi Melissa Simmons.
Hello, Fem Talk Nation.
Woo,
woo, woo, woo.
And
what's up, ladies?
Wax on, wax off. So you go like this. Where's Tracy? Is she frozen?
Don't tell me we having technical difficulties. It's okay. Y'all know how this goes. We just have those moments. We have background moments. We have technical moments. But look.
She's back on.
Well,
not yet. But it's okay. Anyway, we'll go on to we know what time it is. Woo, 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 woo. Hot topics. Hot. Well, I would actually like to include our producer on this hot topic because I have to be honest. I've heard about this beef. I've heard about this issue. This versus going on between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, but it has gone to a whole nother level. I did my research, though. But I am not as versed on this. So, Mr.
Can't be any worse than me thinking it was just a regular battle. And then our producer told us it was like 6 to 9 songs in the battle. So,
this has been going on for a minute.
That is extensive, right?
So there's a lot of songs going back and forth. I did my research, but is our producer going to come on and help us with this one? There he goes.
Hello.
What is up? Hello, ladies.
Hello.
How are we doing?
So, Nick, tell us what is going on for us that truly don't know, and for us, little old in age that may know some of it, but really don't know the depth of this. Tell us what is the beef with Kendrick Lamar? And Drake?
I mean, first thing I'm going to say is I personally believe rap beef is important to rap. It is how rap got started. East Coast, West Coast. Right now, we're talking West Coast, Toronto, but no matter where we're talking about, I think rap beef elevates the game. And when it's done right, it makes the game better.
Done right. Because I know, Shima, you and I could talk about the rap beef of our generation, which was Tupac and Biggie and that going back and forth. And now we don't have the two of them. They're gone. Right. So I think there's a line that needs to be drawn. And I did listen to the song from Kendrick Lamar, which is and Drake, which were both very interesting. They really went, I think they hit below the belt on these last two ones. So I think they've gone a little bit too far. Yeah. In Drake's song, you hear the gunshots and everything. And I'm like, hey, what are we doing here? So I'm not,
Let's go back to the beginning though, right? This whole beef started because we're fighting about who's the best rapper at this time. J. Cole actually made an allegation. The top 3 is me. Talking with J. Cole said it's himself, it's Kendrick, or it's Drake.
I thought that was a
And-
little. I thought that was a little bit much from J. Cole
J. Cole
because he knew he wasn't on that level. Come on.
Well, he said it, and it started a discussion.
Of
It
course.
started a debate, and people were talking about like the Mount Rushmore of rap. Who would you put on it? And they said one of the spots is a female. So we're looking at 3 males and 1 female.
Now,
And
Not J. Cole.
Can we slip
Drake
into
either.
female maybe?
No, I'm not. That's another conversation for
And
another
Drake
day.
ain't going up there either.
No, not Drake.
Well,
either.
that's how I think for this generation currently, those are the big
Yeah, I
3.
would say for this generation.
For this generation, I
Yeah.
truthfully believe these are some of the
I do
biggest.
too. I do
J.
too.
Cole puts on a festival every year in his hometown of North Carolina, and it sells out.
Did you hear what you said?
I haven't been there.
In his hometown.
I haven't been. Sorry.
Right.
But no, but
And
Drake
then
does
where
the
is
same
his
thing.
hometown?
Drake does the same thing in
Only
Toronto.
Drake. I think Drake is like
So you
everybody
have
knows
these
Drake.
men,
Drake has
you
done
have these
everything.
men, you have these men fighting about who's the best.
I don't think he's going to Mount
And
Rushmore, though.
Kendrick responded and goes, "There is no top 3. There's just a top me."
Well,
So Kendrick said, "Don't play this game," and beef was started. J. Cole responded. J. Cole responded and apologized right after and took his back. He was like, "Whoa!"
That was
Deleted
intentional.
the song and said, "I'm not in this."
I think
J. Cole
right,
got out of that.
because Kendrick Lamar said, "Wow, this is the perfect time to get my name in the
out
mix
there.
and create a little buzz."
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say it, and I'm
Mhm.
making
Mhm.
everybody mad, and then we're gonna wait for the responses.
Mhm.
That's how all the battles got started.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you think about it, like your Dr. Mimi just said, the Jay-Z, I mean the Biggie and the Tupac battle, that was us, but it was a little older.
But they're
Yeah.
comparing it to that.
It's Curtis Blow
Yeah.
and LL Cool J.
It
They've
is,
been battling since
it
then.
is comparable.
The thing about, like you said earlier, is it contributory? Is it part of our culture? Do we need it? It is just like everything else. There's
But
a yin and a yang. There's a good and a bad.
Yeah.
It does promote. It makes you feel like, let me go back to the lab and come back out with some stuff.
Mhm.
But it also depends on the mindset. So now I'm angry, and I'm a man, and my ego is bruised. So
you know it starts
I'm trying to
happening.
come back with the words, but if I can't come back to the words now, I'm gonna fight you.
Yeah. But it depends on how it's done, right? When you think about old school battles versus now, right? It was more about skill and battling for who really
Not
is the
what.
best. And let
Yes.
me show you my skill versus now, there's all these name calling and gunshots and it gets a little ridiculous. I wanted to read something that Chuck D said from Public Enemy, right? He said he warned against people indulging in the spectacle too much, is what he said. He said, "I was very clear on the boundaries of culture long ago." This is what he posted. He said, "Gangster rap was like dark, hard liquor. Just because it's sitting there doesn't mean your narrow young ass can drink or handle it." He said, "Straight out drama rap was like a 40, and we all know what that did long term." He said,
To
"Look,
everybody.
which means what they're doing is ridiculous." Q-Tip had, not Q-Tip, Questlove had the same thing, same type of thing. You say, like, it was mudslinging.
I think it shows you though, the people that been in the industry and
Yeah.
been in this game long enough to see it
Yeah.
knew that, okay, cool. This is there's I think Amanda Seales said this on Shannon Sharp. She goes, "As long as it stays on the wax, I'm good with it."
Right.
But the moment it leaves the wax and it now is now we're actually worried about people's safety and livelihood, and we're talking about people's kids and their wives, and we're making accusations, like we're making damning accusations.
Yeah.
Is this what we need to do?
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's where it crossed the line. The songs, I mean, Kendrick Lamar went in on Drake. Accusations, but went in on Drake. I mean, everybody's listening to your point, Nick. It is the number one song out there.
It's the number one song on the Billboard 100. It is the number one song on the Billboard Global 200 right now. Kendrick Lamar's song, Not Like Us. If you ask, I was saying this to my mom earlier. I was like, to be honest, when you get to this place, no one wins this battle until the fans and the people that are listening deem a winner.
Right.
And we got to a place where everyone deemed Kendrick the winner of this, and that's why it started comment. Well, we haven't heard anything new in a week. There haven't been any new songs, but you're 100% right. And this is why I asked the question: is it important to the culture? Because Biggie, I think about Biggie and Tupac. They got rap. They made rap known. Biggie and Tupac are some of the only rappers that made a inch of diving into the international market a little bit. And that's just because of their name.
Right.
Now you have someone like J. Cole. I mean, I'm not J. Cole. You have now Drake and Kendrick, where now we're not even like scratching at the surface of the global market. The global market received it.
Right.
Now, what I think is now we have a #1 rap song breaking records. First song to hit over 100 million streams on Spotify ever, or like in the quickest time ever. The quickest song to do that in a week. It's reaching all these marks. So now is this? That's why I asked: is it good for the culture? Because rap is a part of the Black community. It's where it started. It's where it was festered and grown to what it is. We just celebrated 50 years of hip hop last year. 50 years ago, did they ever think they would have a #1 song?
Yeah. I mean, I think it is. I see what your point in terms of, I think it is. I think you can't deny the reach of it and what the battle has done. Would we see these kind of numbers if there wasn't, people unfortunately love controversy.
Drama.
They love drama.
That's what I
was
They want to see you fight.
They want to see you fight. And to your point, I think rap back in the day was Black culture. Rap now is culture. It is culture. It is not. It doesn't even have a color. You have everybody under the sun rapping. Everybody telling us what they doing in the rap. Everybody inviting everybody. So I think it's culture now. So I think in that sense, I get it and support it until you get too far. Like I love that quote from Amanda Seales. Until if it leaves the wax, then I got a problem with it. So.
Yeah. But hip hop is a culture all of its own now, like you said, right? So there's no boundaries, really. It's just, it really begs the question, though, what's happening with the culture of our country, our youth, right? It really begs that question, because why are people feeding so much into the mudslinging?
That's a whole nother
because
thing.
people love. I truthfully comes down to it's that best thing. That's why Kendrick responded. People want to see someone be top. And if you want to take rap out of it, I think my mom said it before. She goes, this is like Prince and Michael Jackson a little bit. And
absolutely,
let's be honest, they probably weren't at much odds like their fan bases were. Think about, we have fan bases that fight. You think of the Beehive versus this person, or this fan base versus Taylor, like Beehive versus Taylor Swift. It's the fans that are driving and encouraging.
That's why I asked that question. That's exactly why I asked that question.
I wonder which one is it? People like someone to be on top or be the best, and there's people that like to see the actual drama of things. Everything. Reality TV, all this stuff, whatever. So in the culture that we're in, which one is it? Which is the bigger audience? Which is the bigger demographic? I want to see someone on top more than I want to see the drama of it. You would hope that I want to see somebody on top. Yet people like controversy.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think that's just that's human nature. So I think the human nature part of people want to see that.
It's competition.
Absolutely.
Our earliest example is the Olympics, right? As we're getting ready for Paris. Everyone wants to be the best.
Yeah. We just needed to be healthy competition, right? I think this is going over into the unhealthy side, right?
Exactly.
Right.
And speaking of unhealthy,
thank you for letting me join this conversation.
You don't have to leave. You don't have to leave. But thank you for your knowledge.
Fem Talk.
Thank you for your knowledge. And I love when, we get the viewpoint from somebody like you, because it lets us understand what's going on and how important it is that we are aware of it.
no matter what, you can't. The only thing you can say about this beef was it had everyone's heads turning.
Mhm.
And the
It was
next
on the
beef,
news.
right?
It was trending everywhere
It
every
was on
day.
international
It
news. I said,
made
"Oh wow!"
Absolute
impacts.
buzz. Right.
It
Yeah.
made impacts.
And I'm gonna say again, what is happening to the culture?
What is happening to the next beef that I would like to see is our presidential
Not the
beef.
next beef.
That's the
Yo, they
biggest
have
beef.
to drop.
That
I
is
need
the biggest
Trump
beef.
and Biden to
out there.
drop diss tracks on each other. That's who's going to get my
That's
vote.
what they need to start doing, rapping each other down, and then maybe we can get to a winner.
Don't you
the
start,
one
don't
that
you
shall
start
not
with
be
different
named.
Okay,
conversations.
that's my
He'll be
cue.
all for
Blessings
it.
from Talk.
That one trying to get back in there, he'll be all for it.
What? If he knew he could
I
get
can
back
see
by
him
singing
trying
a
to
rap
rap.
song, you know he'd be doing it tomorrow.
What?
Tomorrow. Talk about his Big Mac and cheeseburger. But anyway.
I
Right. Let's move on. Right.
I am very excited because we talked about this a few weeks ago in Hot Topics. And I have been an Oprah fan forever. But I was not happy with her little twist of fate when it came to weight loss. But like I hope she did, she came to her senses and she has apologized. And I'm glad that the way she did it because she has been such a focus on weight loss. And then all of a sudden to come out and you know, poo-poo methods that she said she wasn't supporting. And then all of a sudden I am supporting it. I'm glad she finally said that she's added to the confusion and to the problem out there. And that it's time for her to take a step back and apologize to the confusion and controversy she's caused. Because when you have a voice, speaking of what we just spoke of, when you have a reach of international proportions, you just can't say anything. And it was time for her to come back and say, okay, let's fix it.
Yeah, I think
I think you led into my question because I was gonna say, could she have just said, I changed my mind and left it at that?
No. It listen, here's where you need to start telling the truth. This is where integrity comes in, right? Okay. And here's where you need to tell the truth. It needed to be a statement of, you know what, I was having problems and what I tried naturally didn't work. So I decided for myself to do something different. And I consulted with my physicians. Exactly. And I made a choice to take a medication that was going to help me lose the weight. Correct. That's the responsible thing to do because it is her choice, right? And because she has so much influence and because people were following her when it came to Weight Watchers, she needed to make a public statement. She should have done it beforehand, right? Once she consulted her doctors and said, hey, I'm having trouble, because see, there's nothing wrong with saying I'm having trouble with weight loss. It's a problem when you say, no, you shouldn't take these. No, you shouldn't do the drugs. No, you shouldn't go to the doctors for these drugs. And then you decide to go and do it. You're telling everybody, I'm doing this naturally. I'm counting my points. I'm watching what I'm eating. And then it's not working for you. And you decide on the back end so that you don't lose the track record that you have with Weight Watchers and that you have with the audience.
No, or you don't lose them.
You. Yep, I was getting to that part. I was
endorsement. Yeah, endorsement. She was on the board of Weight Watchers. So this was not just a fly by night. Let me not get on the bad side. Yep. So obviously, money took hold of the whole perspective. Of course. And I was sharing later, earlier, when we was just doing, the pre-show. That my introduction to it wasn't it may have been Ozempic. I don't remember. As a matter of fact, I think it was Ozempic. Was when I was heavier and was pre-diabetic, and this was not recent. This was at least 10 years ago. Right. So these things, or whenever it came out, maybe it wasn't Ozempic, maybe it was another name. As a matter of fact, it was another name. It was not Ozempic. It was another name. Now I know the name and I'm not going to say it, but I did that 10 years ago. So for whatever it's worth, this introduction of these drugs did not just happen when Ozempic became popular. Mm-hmm. So to kind of discount what people were already doing that wasn't trying to follow a fad, that they was actually doing it for health reasons,
Right.
was like, how do you do this? And now, when you have a voice like that and people listen to you, I can see people just coming off of it because Oprah said come on for it, and
Right.
could have hurt themselves. And we don't know that, but that's what kind of voice people have when you're at that level. So I'm glad she finally did it.
Here's the thing, when you talk about, here's another instance where the culture is changing, right? So yes, the drugs were out there for diabetes, and they started discovering that, oh, I'm taking these for diabetes and I'm losing weight. So now that it's more acceptable because the culture has changed, right? And now we're saying Ozempic on here, but whatever the drug name is, right? They've become popular for weight loss because that's what people started doing. So now that the culture has changed and it's more acceptable to people out there, is why now Oprah is coming out and saying, who knows? Now I'm saying this is my opinion. This is not the opinion of the network, right? Or the broadcast or the channel. Just want to put that out there. But who knows? She could have been taking it long ago, right? We don't know that she just started. Maybe it was just found out. I'm putting it out there because I feel like
it's right. Because 9 times out of 10, if you are heavyweight, if you're overweight, over your specific weight, and you are most likely becoming pre-diabetic. That's just natural. That's just what insulin does, right? So, and she's been overweight for a long time. So to think that she was not, or like you said, this is my opinion too. I couldn't imagine that you probably was having challenges and maybe did get some help with it. That's what happened. That's what happened to so many people. So to now make it, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, because they said that when I started taking it, they said, yeah, you'll probably lose about 20 pounds. Oh, okay. I thought that was nice. But I was 20 pounds was the least of my problems. You see what I'm saying? So, and I think that's also the perspective that needed to be brought to that. You're telling people you shouldn't take this drugs. And like I said, they say you could lose up to 20 pounds. Most of the time you're talking about people who are seriously obese and need much more than 20 pounds to deal with, so.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But, okay, she's now apologized for it. And then it'll be water under the bridge, right? It'll be something that people don't think about anymore, especially now because she's Oprah and she apologized. So we'll leave it at that at the moment. But we know what that was all about. So, and that's just our views and opinions here on Fem Talk, everyone. All right. So leading up to our topic tonight, we have a beautiful guest. My cousin is backstage. Yes, we have Lanell Osinga, formerly known as Lanell Randolph. We just want to put that out there.
What up, fam?
Hey, cuz.
Hi, ladies. How is everyone doing?
We are doing great.
I'm just trying to kill us fly. I'm sorry. I have a fly.
I was wondering if she uses her hands a lot. It's all good.
I have my fly swatter with the fly on it.
This is real life.
You know mine.
Right.
This is real life.
TV right here.
Right. So we have Lanell on here, and she is an expert, in my opinion, on holistic measures and how to use natural healing methods. And it goes far beyond just the healing methods. It's what you use in your household. I mean, her and her husband have decided to change their whole life. And it amazes me with some of the things that she does herself. So I'm going to let her explain some of them. But I wanted to ask our first question. Why do you feel like we need natural healing methods?
Well, for our family, because I can only speak for us. I cannot speak for everybody else. But, for us, my husband actually was in the military for 10 years, and he ended up on like 20 different pills when he was getting out the military, and he was kind of like a zombie with those pills. And that's what every time we went to the doctor, they were like, "Oh, what's your issue? I'll give you a pill. Okay, what's your issue? I'll give you a pill." And I noticed that was like a reoccurring situation that was happening. I'm like, ugh, that's horrible. So for me, and I also actually was very heavy. When you guys were talking about the Oprah situation and pre-diabetic, and I was listening to all that in the back, and I was like, yeah, I was there before. I used to be 220, and I wear a size 18 jeans, and I wear a size 6. And no, I did not take a bunch of medication to lose weight. And I do believe that once, let me say this real quick, that should we blame her? Not necessarily. Like, I would say this real quick. She is a voice, right? She is a voice, and she definitely has a platform. But we are all here, right, on our own path. And we all have our own way of thinking, and we should all pay attention to what our bodies tell us. So at the end of the day, I can never go, well,
Right.
I'm going to get off of this because Oprah Winfrey got off it. I'm going to get on this because Oprah Winfrey got on this. Like, we all say, okay, you know what? I see your path, and let me see if that works for me, because
Right.
whatever's going on in my body, that should work. But we shouldn't do it because a celebrity, somebody that's in the light, says that this works or this doesn't work. So I do want to say that real quick.
Amen.
But as far as where we were, I just decided that I didn't want to trust any longer in the government. I didn't want to trust anymore into the doctors. The doctors are practicing, right? They're called practicing doctors. So I said, you're not going to practice on me any longer. I'm okay with that, you know? And I found a doctor that understood me and my family. And he's like, I don't like shots. I don't believe in putting anything into my body that I don't need. I really do trust God in all things. And I just decided to really trust him. I said, I'm going to trust you. And when I mean trust, I'm going to put all my trust in you. It's not that we still don't go to the doctor sometimes, but it's just, I really do first want to seek what happened 50 years ago. How did they live 50 years ago without all this medication? How did they live 50 years ago without having to run to the doctor to get a prescription for this and that? So in that, I just decided I have to really start doing my homework, my research. I got to get my husband off this medication. My daughter had a stroke at the age of 5. I had to figure out how to help her. It's okay. She is 19 years old. Don't play. 13 years later. Okay, got good. All right. 2 boys who have autism. I do believe that a lot of that has to do with the vaccinations that they receive. Once I started kind of looking and comparing to the vaccinations that I received, like my whole life, okay, my whole lifespan from the time that I got in kindergarten, well, actually a baby, to the time I was in high school, or would you say school? I was like, okay, I see how many shots I received. Then I look how many shots that these children are receiving just going into elementary school. I'm like, wait, something's up with this. And like, why do they need this? So, okay, why do they need measles shots? And why do they need, well, I'm trying to prevent. No, I don't want to prevent anything. I'm not going to prevent anything. I'm not going to give them something. I can just wait. If they end up having it, okay, then we'll work through that. But until then, I'm not going to put something in their body to then say maybe they won't have it. It's the same thing when they told me that, oh, you're allergic to animals, you're allergic to dog hair. And I said, okay, got you. Let's get this shot inside of you, and then it'll help you. You got to do that like every single day for 2 years. Every single day. I got to put a shot in my body. No, I got a dog. I went and got a dog, and I play with the dog. And yes, the first year was hard because I couldn't breathe. They were right. My lungs closed up. Like, I had rashes everywhere. It was horrible. But let me tell you something. The dog has lived with me for now 11 years, okay? And I'm fine. At the end of the day, you have to really trust yourself, trust your body, trust your instinct to know that the creator knows all. The doctors are practicing. The government is practicing on us, okay? And I bet you half the crap that they tell us to get, they don't do themselves.
I believe that.
Amen. 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 So let's talk about some of those natural healing methods, because I know there's some things that you do in your household. So let's talk about, the common like cold, flu, the virus. Tell us about the natural healing method that you use.
So excited. Okay. So what we do is, for me, all right, I don't get any cold medicines at that. Don't do Robitussin, NyQuil, don't do any of that. I take an onion and I chop it up. I take honey, excuse me. I put honey and a layer of onions, honey, a layer of onions until that onion is gone. I let it sit and ferment on the counter. Okay. Once it turns into liquid, I give it to my children. Okay. Whatever cough they got going on, within a day or two, it's gone. I put a onion on the bottom of their foot. I wrap it up with plastic wrap. I put a plastic bag on it. They sleep with it. Goes away. You I just started paying attention to what did we do years ago before we had all this medication. Then if you go to the pharmacy and you're looking at everything that they put inside these medicines, you like, hold on, that's got like 15 letters. I can't even say that. Wait. Then you start researching, what does that actually mean? Hold on, that's bad for my body. Wait, that can cause cancer. Then you start seeing side effects. I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, that's not going to be healthy for me or my children. So when you know better, you do your best to do better. And so that's what we decided to just kind of implement in our life. I do the same thing. I have another remedy I do for cough. It's like a garlic, turmeric, cayenne pepper, and we mix it with honey, put it all together, and we let it ferment. And we do that if it needs to be a little bit more stronger. I've also done lemon and honey. That works. Just these different cough medicines, but the honey is the most important part of it. That's what really helps kick in that cough. And putting that onion in, I have red onion cut up all over my house, have it in every room. And so therefore, every time like there's a nasty smell or there's a germ or whatever, that onion will absorb it and then take it from that room. And then you'll like see the onion is like shivered up, and it's like green and black, and you just throw it away, cut another one up, and it's going to do the same thing. And just to see how it works. The same thing with ginger root. My husband got in a car accident. He got in a car accident. He actually had 2 motorcycle accidents, 2018 and then 2020. And so his whole right side is all fake. And he has, when he was in the military, he had 2 surgeries on his left shoulder. And so he's in a lot of pain. That's hint all the medication. And he wanted out the medication. So I said, what can we do? Castor oil. I started putting castor oil. We put castor oil on him. He puts castor oil on his shoulder. He sleeps with it. We've done the same thing. We take cayenne pepper, put it in the water, down it. Nice little 8 ounce goes in your system. It burns. But let me tell you something. You will feel it work through your body. And then the pain starts to go away. My daughter, they have her on so much medication because she has migraines. She has all this pain in her body's fatigue, very much everything. And I said, what can we do? What can we do to get you off this medication? So then I started just researching and black seed oil. Seed oil, you can actually take it internally. And yes, it works because let me tell you something. They were like, oh, just give her this gabapentin, give her this, give her all these different medications. And I was like, okay, I'll take it. Thank you. Put aside. Then give her the black seed oil. And she said, Mom, it worked. She said, the pain in my body, now I can work. Now I can get up. I have energy. I'm like, exactly. I'm like, that's what I wanted for you. Same thing with like headaches, right? They give you all these. We went to go see an sleep doctor and he was like, yeah, let's put her on clonidine. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I'm like, okay, I'm here. Let's do a sleep study. Let's get this. Let's get this. Natural studies. What can we do? Then I looked it up. Riboflavin. It's a plant. It's a plant.
That's
you can give her the plant, give her the riboflavin. She sleeps. So anybody out there is having sleep issues and you're having pain at night, take a riboflavin. Okay, you can get it on Amazon, and they go ahead. They basically take the plant, and you can get the plant you want to because we plant it and then grow it and keep it, and then fertilize and all that stuff. But you can buy it in the capsule, take it down, and within 30 minutes, you feel a difference in your body.
That's one I did not know about.
Yeah. And the ginger root. My mom, she couldn't walk on her ankle. She called me up. She's like, I got to go. I want to go to this dance tonight. I want to go. I was like, okay. She's like, what do I do? Ginger root. Sliced up a ginger root. She put it on her foot. She wrapped it up. I'll say about 5 hours later, she was dancing on the dance floor. The ginger will take whatever inflammation you got inside and pull the inflammation out. And then it takes the swelling that you got and it takes it down. Same thing with potatoes. You can take a potato, slice it up, put it wherever your foot or your leg or whatever's swollen, and then it'll take that out. There's just so many different like home remedies that people, I want to say we as a whole, as a society, we're lazy. I want to say that we've got really lazy. We've got really confined. We don't want to do the work. It's just easier to run to the store and just pick it up and take something. But you don't even realize what you're putting inside your body. You don't even realize that what you're doing is hurting you more than just that moment. It's more about that moment than anything else. And that's what it was for us. We wanted to kind of think about longevity.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's so key. I want to come back and talk about that. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but I want to talk about the longevity piece of it, because that's the piece that's so key. We want a quick fix, right? We're always trying to just heal the symptoms instead of the real problem. So let's take a break, and then we're going to come back and discuss that. And we are back. Welcome back, everyone. So we want to bring all of the ladies back in.
Yes.
And let's get back into this conversation. And I think I'm freezing again. Can you all hear me?
I hear you. We don't hear you.
You're just don't see you moving.
I know. One of the things I want to say, and
my technology is being really disrespectful today.
I know. One of the things I do want to say is, I know both you both commented about sometimes people don't do the work that's needed to really look into other methods, and I think for my family, they're not from this country, so they come from a country that does not have, doctors the way we do, hospitals the way we do. So coming here, so they had to use all those methods or whatever they could at home, and coming here, in their head, the benefit was now we have access to doctors and access to medications, and it's almost like we've arrived. So I think it's a combination of, maybe some people don't want to look into it, but it's another combination of people think this is the answer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because they were not raised in going to doctors often or having the ability to do doctors. So I think it's a combination of both. And I want to put that out there because I think in that, and I know a lot of family members experience this, is in now taking all the things the doctors have told you to take, and they're still not working. You know, yeah. No, after you get to, I'm still dealing with high blood pressure, but I'm on my 5th drug. So what are we doing here? And I think that the combination of those things have led people to say, okay, there has to be something else.
Right.
Yeah, there has to be something else.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not taking away at all like what doctors have done. Like I said, my daughter had a stroke at the age of 5, and I am grateful for all 7 doctors that were there for her. Thank you, God, for them. Thank you. Right. Okay, I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for the doctor that took care of my husband when he needed the surgery, right? And he was flatlying on the table and called me up to just be there on the phone because it was during COVID and I couldn't be there, and he was by himself. And so I'm grateful. Me and him have a great relationship to this day because of the connection. We had to just kind of connect over the telephone for 14 days. And so therefore, like, I'm grateful, I'm grateful for, like I said, even my doctor that I have that, like I said, he was good enough. He was a great doctor to say, I'll take on you all. Cause I said, I just need somebody to just understand that I know my family. And we not here to get schooled on what, shots to take and this and that. I just need you to understand that when we come to you, it's because we really need guidance in something that I already haven't done or haven't tried. And he's so good at that. And so I'm not taking that away. And I get that too, to at least, like I said, if you've done all and you still can't get the help, then go seek guidance, from a doctor, because they obviously go to school for a very long time for some reason, right?
Well, that just goes to show that, because we say this all the time when we talk about this and anything that pertains to what's better for you, you have to be your own advocate. The epitome of that thought is what you're saying about your family.
Yes.
I don't agree with all of these medicine, all these practices, and I need my family to be healthy. And I've seen the differences. Like, I
Yes.
have proof of the differences.
Right.
So in that, because I got a question. In that, and talking about what Dr. Mean was saying about, people are just not exposed. And some people are just fearful.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be honest, especially if they're already under the care of a doctor.
Yeah.
What do you say as a proven, like, your practices and your health methods are proven? What do you say about that transition period? How would you encourage, because I'm all in. I'll take anything that's not medicine. But how would you encourage someone to kind of wean themselves off of that version of medicine?
I would just kind of really start asking them questions to look within. Really, that's the biggest thing. I really want them to start looking within, like, okay, how long have you been on this medication? How long have you seen the same doctor?
Yeah.
Okay, how much is this really helping you? Like, I want you to start internally going within and start saying, because what happens is your mind takes over and your mind will control what you're supposed to be doing. And then you start consciously doing things that subconsciously you shouldn't be doing, and you're just like a robot and just keep going like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to the doctor because I have this cough. Oh, I'm going to keep taking this medicine, even though I know it's not working. I've been on the same pill for 10 years and I'm still taking the same pill and it's still not working. Subconsciously is because this is what you're doing. This is all you know, right? And you know to run, and the doctor knows, oh, I'm just going to keep getting paid, right? It's no different than going to the dentist, right? I make our own toothpaste. We do coconut pull. Like, we use cloves when there's something going on, or irritation in our mouth. Like, there's so many different remedies. I don't have any issues with the dentist at all, right? But as I told them, why would I come to you if I know what to do at home and I can save my coins? Right. And they're like, that's true. They're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't you tell people what to do naturally? They wouldn't have to keep coming to see you. If somebody's teeth is really messed up, do not get me wrong. If their gums are really, inflamed, but I got something for that too. But if you got some situations going on, I would say, like, go ahead, seek a dentist, but really look within. Pay attention, okay, and stop allowing your mind to control you, and you start controlling your mind, because that's all this thing right here. It just plays this little trick on you, and that ego and that pride set in, and next thing you know, you be like, well, I just trust my doctor. Oh, you trusting the same person that keep taking your money, and you ain't getting no better. Okay.
No results.
No results. I love and don't get me wrong, because I've also turned to a lot of healing or methods on my own too, because to your point, you're, for different reasons, you're going to a doctor, certain things aren't working. I've had a couple of issues that for years I'm like, I need solutions. And to your point, I started looking into, okay, what can this do for me? What can that do for me? I would love to hear, because I was, when you start talking about all of the different methods, I was just writing like crazy, because when things happen, and I think that's another thing, when things happen in your house and it's like, how do you feel? Like, my son just had a cold and he was like, coughing and everything. And I just started, okay, I got all these vitamins and orange juice and I'm shaking it up. Yeah. Drink this now, drink that now. And it started to dissipate. I think there's those kind of things. I would love to hear some more of the simple methods that really are doing, some great things.
I have to jump in a little bit here, because I think that one that she mentioned earlier is like, that's really, like the dynamo right there. Yeah, the honey. When you mix the honey with the onion, or you add ginger or turmeric or garlic, if you put all of those things in the honey, like, that is the dynamo effect right there.
So my 22-year-old was sick for like 3 days, and he liked to take care of himself. So I said, okay, got you. So he went to the store after work and got his NyQuil. I saw him coming with the bag and he mask on and all this good stuff. I ain't say nothing. I said, okay, God, you don't want mask. Okay, let you do you, right? Finally, but he knew he had to go to work, right? And I'm like, hey, this is Thursday night. You got to go to work on Monday. Finally, Sunday, he said, hey, you got something? I said, yeah. just try it. Just try it. And I just gave him a spoonful, right? And he's, ooh, it's got a kick. That Kanye, the turmeric, and the garlic cloves, I just chop up a little bit. So I want you to take that in. I want you chew it and then take it in. The onions and that honey. And he took it and he went to work at 4:45 on Monday morning. Okay. And you wouldn't know that he was sick. I'm telling you, that works. There is a doctor that I started following. That's how it got started. So once I started looking into a more holistic lifestyle, I said, I need somebody to kind of guide me. And her name is Dr. Barbara O'Neill, and she is all over TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, and they have all these different pages of her, and YouTube. I kind of go to YouTube, is a little bit more safer than the fake pages, and she will go through and explain to you why it is that you should take these certain remedies and these certain, foods, and how these certain castor oils work for your body and what it will do for the inside. And for me, I just started just honing in on what she was teaching me and just started using it for our house. And when I did that, that's when I really started seeing the shift, and I started seeing the change. We got away from sugar. Actually, to be honest with you, my husband cut sugar completely out of his life. So he has no sugar. For the children and I, we have cut back on our sugar. We don't do white sugar any longer. We do more of like monk fruit, which is an actual fruit from Asia. And so it's really good, natural for you. We do a lot of maple syrup, and a lot of honey. But we notice that sugar is in everything. In everything. It's in the seasonings. It's even when it says no sugar, look at the ingredients. There's sugar in there. Okay. Yeah. And so when I realized that, I was like, oh, we don't stay sick as much because we cut the sugar. Yeah. The sugar. People don't realize how much sugar really does mess with your system. Yeah, okay, not just for diabetes, but it just in a whole. And they put sugar. So I was watching the YouTube video, and they put sugar as a filtration into foods. Ketchup didn't have sugar back in the day. For years, sugar. Right. It does. And it's like, why? Because it's a filter that they put in there, and they put it in everything because it just kind of helps cut cost. But who's hurting? It's hurting us, the American. It's hurting us, the people, right? They're cutting costs on, so saving $1 for them. But we're the ones. What we have to do, we have to go to the hospital. We got to go to the doctor. So then they're also making money, because why? Now look at us. Now it's a whole cycle. It's a whole system.
That it's a whole system. Yeah. And we don't realize that it's feeding it's feeding it, it's feeding each other, their system feeding our system. Like you said, we talk about the diet thing. That's all because everything's carbs. The one thing, one of the best diets I went on was the low carb diet, because I found out how many things have sugar in it. It taught you and made you start reading and say, oh my God, this has sugar. Everything has sugar. So we wonder why we are, an overweight society, because of all the sugars and stuff in our systems. Right. Yeah. But I love that the fact that you, are building these things like organically in your family. How, because I think that's what I'm the baby of the group when it comes to doing all these organic things with Tracy and Shima. But little by little, I've started to kind of do it in my family, because I've noticed and I've seen that the pills and the whatever's you're getting is just not doing what it needs to do. So I appreciate, just you're talking about your process, like how you have a doctor that can talk to you, help you do it, and people, the names you mentioned to follow to see what the point is. I do have a question. What is, and I've heard this from a child, what is the power, or what is behind the power of castor oil? And do you have to get the black castor oil, or is it just the regular castor oil?
Well, you can get so regular castor oil is a little different than the Jamaican black castor oil. So like castor oil is, well, let me say this. The Jamaican black castor oil actually comes from it's like a bark, because if you're getting the real stuff, it smells like cigarettes. Yeah, getting the real stuff, it smells like cigarettes. So I've got this stuff from the store, and I thought, oh, this smells good. Yeah. Then I was like, wait, I started getting, it's a company called Seven Minerals. And their stuff is all natural. And when I got the big 32-ounce bottle of black castor oil, I said, this smells like cigarette. What's happening? So I did. When I did my research, the company actually says it on their website that yes, it smells because the bark that they are burning, okay,
Right.
it leaves a scent of smelling like it's a cigarette, but it's not.
It's sulfur. It's like sulfur.
The way that they burn it, when they burn it down, it's just the way I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. And it's really dark. But it works really well, and it's great to help grow your hair. It's really natural for your skin, so you're glowing. I use it for shampoo. I use it for in my children's hair. I use it on my skin. I use it on my bodies and my feet. The castor oil itself, now that right there is different. So castor oil, it comes, okay. Sorry, I got to think for a second. We're like, hold on, right? But I can't. I just lost. Sorry, my mentals. I just went where it came from. But as far as what it does for you, it's just like the inflammation. It will pull out your body for some reason, and the of it will help go away. I don't remember exactly where it comes from, and I hate that right now for myself. But when I get it, I will hit you up. Dr. Mimi, okay. But I know that it works. I know that the castor oil I get both. I get it in the 7 mineral because I know it's natural, and it should be a very thick. It should be really thick. It should not be thin. I'll tell you that. It should be really thick layer. Kind of like they pulled it from can it like a tree bark or something like that? I can't think of
a tree type thing.
Yeah, it's like a tree bark or something, but it is very thick, and the smell of it doesn't have an actual smell, to be honest with you. But when you place it on your body, when you place it in your hair, when you place it, it goes into, all right, like it's like Botox kind of, you know, it's kind of like pulling on your skin to give you that moisture that's missed. And then what it does is if you have pain in your body, then it's pulling the pain from your body onto the castor oil.
You said it right there. That's what I'm looking for. Pain relief. Pain relief.
Yeah.
Pain relief, because I have neuropathy, and I always try to explain the pain that neuropathy causes, and it's an odd pain, but it's something that you can't sleep with. You know what I'm saying?
Get a cloth, put it on your body, then put the cloth on it, okay? And then just go to you're going to need something down, because once it starts to really work, it's going to be really oily, okay? But it'll absorb onto your body, and you're going to feel it go into your body. It's fine. Same thing if you could do a ginger root. Also, if you could shave down a ginger root, put it on wherever it's hurting, then put the castor oil on it. Okay, the cloth of castor oil, just kind of like rinse it, put it on it, then sleep with it. You're gonna feel it, and they're gonna feel like it's burning. You're like, oh, my skin is on fire. Don't do that. That's so much inflammation in your body trying to pull it out of it. That you're gonna be like, okay, let me keep doing this a couple more days. After you've done it a couple more days, you're gonna be like, how am I relieved? Like your back, like my husband has back issues. We do it. We did this like compress. I said, no, you got to lay on it. He said, no, my back hurts. I said, I know it's burning. You're fine. Lay down. He did. Within 3 days, he got up. He was like, that worked. I'm like, it works. I'm like, all this stuff works. It's all natural. So 7 minerals, you get a 32-ounce bottle. I think it's like $22, $24, something like that off of Amazon. It goes a long way. What you do with that cloth is put it in a stainless steel.
Oh, okay.
Put it in a stainless steel, like don't put it in plastic.
What about
put what in stainless steel?
Put the cloth.
Oh, the cloth.
Put the cloth in like a stainless steel like bowl or in a cup or something. Put it in the refrigerator and keep reusing it. You can just keep reusing it over and over. Yeah. And don't ever put anything in plastic. Plastic actually will absorb whatever you put inside of it. So don't ever put like an onion or something. So that's what another thing I did. I changed everything to plastic, it's a glass.
Yeah, and you don't want what's in the plastic to seep through whatever you're putting in there too. So make sure you don't want the reverse either.
No.
So sorry, we have to end the show. Lanell,
she gotta come back next week. Okay, next week you gotta come back, Lanell. Okay, you saw I had to put the glasses back on. I said, wait.
Listen, we have to end the show. Don't go anywhere. Let us catch you backstage, but you have to come back. I told you guys she was amazing.
I will come back.
I'll put my hands up. This is a great time.
Hallelujah. We love you all out there. We will see you next week here on Fem Talk at 8:30 p.m. Let's give a round of applause for our amazing holistic hero here. I'm going to call her a hero. Holistic hero.